What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since we've sat down and had a little chit chat, so I just want to catch you guys up on something that just happened to me that I think is pretty cool. So as you know, I'm helping out with A&T pretty much in like a GA position, and for the first time ever I was up in the box, you know, headset on, a little mic, getting to talk to the people down on the sideline, and it was honestly one of the craziest experiences I've ever had happen to me. So it's a little unreal. So I'm gonna try to like walk you guys through it, tell you what my experience was for the first time. So it starts off right, we get there, and I'm just gonna cut right to the part where we first get to see the box. So this is during like walkthrough. They take us through and they walk us up there and like, okay, this is where you guys are gonna get set up. Here's your path. You gotta go behind the stadium. We're playing UAB. You gotta go walk on the field to get up there. It was pretty cool little experience. I was like, oh, okay, you got a great view of the field. It's like watching the all 22 film, but like you're just right there, which is a little bit wild. So we got there. That was the day before. Day of, it was, you know, get to the school. We start warming up. I help all the specs get warm. Cool, whatever. Then it's time for me to go up. In case you're wondering, Isaac, what do you even do up there? Okay, so I was instructed with a very serious job of charting stuff. If you don't know what that means, it pretty much means I'm a glorified person that just writes stuff down. You know, that's all I do. Is I was writing down distance, well, the offensive play call, or not offensive play call, the offensive formation, and run or pass, and then the result of said run and pass. And if that doesn't sound like a lot, it's shockingly a lot of stuff that happens, okay? Especially when you're playing against a team that's kind of running a hurry-up offense. I'll get more to that later. So it starts off, we sit up there, and everybody's like spreading out all their stuff, okay? You got defensive guys who are spreading out their defensive play calls. They've got their little sheets up. Okay, what are we expecting from them? Who's their personnel? If we see this tight end, is probably we're in a 21. If we see this set of running backs, this set of wide receivers, it's 11. It's blah blah blah. All that other stuff. I get it here and there. I don't know it to the fullest extent. So I'm like, okay, cool. So looking at all them set up. So I feel like a little kid looking at his kids menu while the parents are looking at the freaking cocktail menu. So I'm like looking here and I'm like, okay, got my 3 specialists I'm looking out for. We know who there was some changes. Don't get me wrong. We thought the holder was going to be one guy. The holder was somebody else. So I was able to, feeling real cool. Pull it down like, yeah, that's the punter that's holding, not the backup punter. That's the starting punter that's holding. Put that back up. Rocking and rolling. Isaac Parks doing his thing, officially a coach. But that's beside the point. So everybody's like laying their stuff out. So I start laying my stuff out. I've got a look of all of our different looks. We kind of know somewhat what look they're going to give us if they run a fake. So I've got that one up in center as like a reminder. Always be checking for that. We got their different kickoff formations, and they're not doing anything exotic, nothing I've never seen before. So I'm pretty comfortable sitting up there, but still, I've never felt my heart just because, you know, all the data that I'm collecting is the data that they're going to be using later on to try to determine what plays that they want to run, what kind of defenses they want to call for different situations. So it sounds boring, but you're not allowed to have any laptops up there, which means it's like very vital. The golden rule is if you get trash data, you know, then you're gonna make trash decisions. So you have to be good on making sure you get all of this stuff. So that's kind of what I'm like, never been so nervous for something in my life, but everybody's there, everybody's waiting, okay? So opening kickoff's about to start. People start walking on the field. So I've got one of the first things I got to do. I'm checking the numbers on their kickoff to make sure it's lining up with what we think is going to happen. Obviously, the first game of the season, we're going to see a lot of different looks as far as the numbers as we did in years past, because guys will graduate, or maybe a guy will just prove themselves to be beyond a special teamer. So a guy that normally would only be on special teams, maybe he becomes a full-time starter. So we're going to see him in other phases of the game that we wouldn't see before. So I'm looking, and it's generally quiet. I'm writing down my numbers. So I see it's like, okay, number 13, he's a left guard. And, you know, number 28, I can't remember the exact numbers, but 28, 42. Number 13, he's the right guard. And then I go, wait, 13 here. Look up, look back, look down, look back. They're really far away. I'm like, yeah, that's 13. Okay, let's look to the other end. Yep, that looks like another 13. I check it 3 times. I'm like, literally, this is the kickoff, opening kickoff. My heart's thudding. I'm like shakily, like grab my little headset. I bring it down. I'm like, guys, I see 2 number 13s on the field. And from that moment on, it just explodes in the heads. Everybody's like, you see 13s? Are you sure you see 13s? Where are they at? I'm like, front line, it's the right guard, left guard. They're both 13. So you hear it like echoed. Everybody's echoing it out. And then you hear like, okay, no one say anything. Because we obviously want them to kick it to get the 5-yard penalty. So no one says the thing, we're waiting. And then as soon as that ball's kicked, hey, they've got two 13s. And it's just, from that moment on, it was the craziest 2 hours of my life. People are going back and forth. We're getting in play calls. I'm trying to jot down numbers. I need the personnel. This guy needs to figure out who the replacements are. Everything's going on all at one time. It's like a war. The only little reprieve, and I say reprieve lightly, the slightest reprieves that we have were during offensive drives, because I was helping out with the defensive side of things and special teams. So during offensive drives, you can collect your thoughts. You're like shaking. You're like, okay, let's make sure that everything's right. Let's make sure we get stuff matched up. Did everybody get the same calls? Was everybody seeing the same things? People are trying to make corrections in those times. Hey, what do they think, when they get this ball back on 1st and 10? What have they been running? Blah, 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 blah. What different field positions? It was one of the wildest, most chaotic things. I know probably people think that it might just be up there and everybody's just like, oh, just talking, sipping coffee. Oh, what do you think we should run? Or maybe only 1 or 2 people are talking. Dude, it was a war zone. And it's funny because our offensive coordinator right before this, he looks over, he's got me and another guy, we're the 2 new guys in here, and he's just like, this is the, he's ex-military, he's like, this is the closest thing you're ever going to feel to deployment. And I was just like, what is that supposed to mean? Because I had no idea what it was supposed to mean, but by golly did I understand it by the end of it. So I figured I'd come on and share it with you guys. It's not gonna be a long video, but I just want to talk to you, let you know what you think. So if you have any questions about it, leave it in the comments. If there's something I didn't cover that you want to know more about, and as always, have an amazing day. Peace.